Welcome everyone to our March monthly webinar. We're really glad that you're joining us here today. I'm Wendy Thompson with the Streetcar team, and my main role is to keep you informed about the project. 2026 is a big construction year because we are hitting several milestones all at once, which is why it feels very overwhelming. Whether you live, work, commute, or own a business along the corridor, this project touches your daily life, so thank you for taking the time to stay informed. Our entire team is committed not just to building the new infrastructure and the streetcar, but also to being good neighbors while we do it, minimizing disruptions wherever possible, and keeping you informed so you can plan your day. Before we dive into all the work, I want to encourage you to use the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen at any time. You don't have to wait until the end. Type construction and traffic questions as they come to mind, and we'll answer as we go or during our dedicated Q&A session. Steve, did you have a quick question? I see your hand is raised. Okay.
No, I'm just having a little technical difficulty.
Okay. Okay. To help us navigate the complexities of all of the construction, I'm joined by a group of experts who are overseeing every angle of this project. We have Mike True, Omaha Public Works Department and the Streetcar Project Manager, Megan Walter, MUD Customer Engagement Manager, Steve Rue, Omaha Public Works Department, Capital Construction and Street Maintenance Engineer, and Alyssa Smith, Omaha Public Works Department Media Relations Manager. Now I'd like to turn it over to Mike True.
Thank you, Wendy. Today's agenda, we're going to be covering main items in front of you, work zone safety down through what minimally is left for MUD, then a breakdown of the various packages that are out there, and then we'll follow up with the Q&A session at the end. Just to reiterate what Wendy had previously stated, feel free to put your questions in as they come to your mind. Just as a reminder to everyone, we are in active construction downtown here, and please do try to be a little bit more cautious, add a little bit more time if you can. Give yourself that as you move through. Stay alert, follow the detour signs, stay out of the work zones, don't follow the trucks in there, be conscientious of pedestrians and cyclists, and if you're frequently down here, it shouldn't come as a surprise, particularly during events, but even during the regular day, there may be people coming down who just aren't used to this. And just everyone try to be patient with each other if possible. Overall construction schedule. As you can see, we're kind of in the heaviest work phase of the overall construction project. We've got 5 active projects going on: Turner, Utilities East, vehicle maintenance facility, which we're now going to start referencing as the streetcar maintenance facility, the Farnham Bridge, and mainline construction. And with that, I'll turn it over to Megan to cover MUD's remaining work for gas relocation. Megan?
Hi, everyone. Thank you. So this first slide, this is our final phase 5 slide, which includes alley work south of Farnham Street between 19th and 20th Streets, which we expect to be completed by the end of this week. Our crews will also install a short section of gas main at the northeast corner of 20th of the Farnham intersection. This work will begin once other utilities have completed their work in that same area. In addition, we will complete several nearby gas service reconnections and, where necessary, service replacements. After these items are finished, we will make the final connection to the existing gas mains to ensure continued system reliability. Barring any unforeseen delays, such as weather, we anticipate completing all gas main installation work by the end of this month. So crews may return periodically to perform minor adjustments as needed. So with our final slide and phase 5 nearing completion, MUD is now close to finishing the full scope of gas main relocation work associated with the streetcar project. The majority of gas infrastructure work along the entire streetcar route has been successfully completed, with only this final segment remaining. We appreciate everyone's patience and cooperation as we've worked to relocate the gas mains along the corridor. And with that, I will turn it back over to you, Mike.
Thank you, Megan. Kind of exciting to see that. Another one we can check off the list as we continue downtown. With that, our first streetcar specific project we will be covering is the I-480 bridges. And Steve, are you ready to take that on? Think we may have lost you, Steve. Just to kind of pick up where he was talking about there on 28th Street, there's some additional water main work that we're trying to deal with the intersection of Farnham and 28th. And as you can see, the detour out here.
Okay. I guess just to reiterate where I was at. The bridge is going well. Most of the impactful work's happening on 28th Street between Harney and Douglas. They're doing storm sewer work through their water main work, and there's some future water main tie-ins. Otherwise, this project is progressing nicely. I guess if it cuts out again, somebody just let me know. Awesome. So on to the utilities package. So this is our largest footprint package that we have going on. Basically, at this point, we've completed that utility work in the Capitol Loop. And if you go over there right now, you'll see Kiewit is starting their track construction right behind it. So that's great. We kind of got out of that congested area there. We have crews working Harney and Farnham. They started on 10th and they're basically moving to the west. So coming east right now, we're right around that 14th, 15th area. So Farnham 14th to 16th will be fully closed in mid-March. Right now, we're anticipating the second week of March, but that'll be updated. You'll see message boards go up out there as that comes up. Harney 19th to 16th also is going to be closing here about mid-March. And this is to perform that water main work that needs to be done in there and then restore service to everybody prior to the track construction that's going to come through. So there will be some significant traffic impacts in this area. There is tons of signage directing you like where to go, where your detours are down there. But as Mike said at the top of this, just be very mindful as you're coming through that area. And as we get into May, we're going to get out west of this area, west of the courthouse building there. And obviously this project goes through the end of the year, but kind of get out of this congested area that we've been in for a little while. To the west of there, all the electrical work's running out ahead of this project. They've been maintaining a great pace, staying out in front of everything. So you're going to see that work on Harney. Actually, like today, we had that work on Harney between 24th and 20th. They're going to jump to the other side of 24th and run out and meet that bridge package effectively out to 28th. So be aware of just some traffic changes in there. If you drive that way regularly, you see that there are lane swaps pretty regularly. And that just has to do with the nature of that work through there. But that's moving out west there. And so you can kind of see that blue area of work that is complete is starting to creep farther and farther west. And we should just see that continue through the end of the year. And then we have the Turner package. So again, smallest footprint package, most technical work. If you are in the area and it is somehow safe for you to do so, there is a massive hole out there, like a 33-foot deep hole for the sanitary lining that needs to go on, sanitary rehabilitation and lining that's going on out there. Pretty technical in nature. Kind of an interesting opportunity for the fire department. The fire department was out there last Friday utilizing this deep structure to do some rescue training. Obviously, we don't have a lot of opportunities to utilize an extremely deep hole that's been engineered to perform some safe rescue training. So that happened last weekend. I believe that's going to happen again this Sunday. I know they're working that out. So if you are in the area and you see fire trucks and everything, it is unlikely to be a fire response. It is most likely related to this training that we're just coordinating with OFD. Pretty unique training opportunity right there. As far as the project goes, we're just continuing that very deep rehabilitation of the manhole that's happening right there in the middle of that Farnham and Turner intersection. Sewer linings going on down there, and then there's water main work basically around that, both to the north and south coming through that intersection. This project, we anticipate the major traffic concerns related to this deep construction to end at the end of April. So we're still on pace for that. And then the project itself continues through the end of the year, effectively through the end of the year, into late fall. And then I'm going to pass it back to Mike, and he's going to walk through the mainline track.
Thank you, Steve. This is an overview of mainline track. Areas we're at right now, Orange, the January 26th to 27th, Blacktown, Midtown, North Side, and then on the purple block for the Capitol Loop area. We'll be coming up with additional work along Farnham and Harney, April, and then again starting May of this year. So mainline track out west. We are right now, as you can see here, Farnham dead ends at Turner. We got a couple more months like this. So again, if you come down, it's real. We're going to strongly encourage you to use the parking on 33rd, especially if you want to take a left turn with a light out of there. But you can always come in. We do have some limited parking on the south side and an eastbound movement up to Turner Park. You can also park in the garage down there. Parking is closed. Pedestrian access should be open. If for some reason anything you see out there, please feel free to call that in to us. But this is going to be the setup till again about end of April. So this will be on the next webinar as well. And moving further west along, they have demoed out to about 37th Street. They're going out and you'll see Keywood continuing to do some they do potholing and try to make sure that all utilities are located. They have a pretty heavy requirement on that internally to their company, and there'll be continued demo out all the way to 39th within the next few months. We are recommending that there will be some closures of the cross streets north and south, and we can provide some, I don't believe that's in this slideshow, but we will keep you up to date as to what will be open and when. Oh, and then this one is what's going to be basically coming up right now, this last leg of it. This is going to begin, pre-construction demolition phase begins March 9th. Usually it's within a week or two of that we have the actual demolition of pavement begin. Capitol Street, this is at the east end of the project now. We're showing the alternate bottom of your screen, Douglas, come in, local traffic, turn up 8th, come through, and you can access that block between 9th and 10th. Capitol Dodge was out there this morning, and as you exit back through that parking lot, and Douglas Street, we'll add that to the slide for next month, but Douglas Street is now, there it is. Douglas Street is now two-way with a right turn only coming out onto 10th. And additionally, you can also see on here you can also exit out through Riverfront Drive, particularly for events. That's quite helpful. Then we also have a portion of 8th Street closed from, thank you, from Douglas on down to Farnham. You can come in Farnham one way, turn in, and the parking garage is accessible. You can also come in off Harney, but when you exit, you'll have to exit out through Harney. Oh, this is the, pardon me. We should be having tomorrow, we'll start getting our first shipments of rail. Will actually be coming into town. They're going to start near the intersection of 10th and Farnham, just laying them down in approximately 80-foot long sticks on about a 100-foot long truck. They'll sit there for a week or two until the welding operation actually gets into town. They will then pull them through. That's the 2-week closure that's noted in red. They will actually pull them through, weld them up into approximately 320-foot lengths, and then stockpile them in the parking tray there along the south side of Farnham. And we're also showing some potential storage along 10th Street, and similar process. Rail comes in short and then gets welded up and goes long. This is the western terminus part. This is over in UNMC, if you're familiar with that. On the south side, what looks like a parking lot now is actually getting turned into UNMC's latest building going up. And again, we're going to have short-term rail delivery along 44th, and then it's going to get pulled through. We will have to temporarily close 42nd Street during the welding operation, and then it'll get stockpiled closer to 40th, and that'll be the rail stockpile for the west end of the project. Hospital access will come in off 44th. We are working with UNMC and emergency management to make sure ambulances will still be able to get through just fine, but if you have someone you want to visit or you yourself taking someone there, hospital access, make sure you come on down 44th Street. So here comes so there's the stockpiling along Farnham. It's coming up, and that'll also be the next phase in April. And then May, we will have Harney Street pulling in as well, 10th going west. So this is the vehicle maintenance facility. We're going to start referencing it here as the streetcar maintenance facility because we already have another vehicle maintenance facility for all the other fleets that the city manages. But precast is going up. You can see in the picture on your right, it says Kiewit Luminarium. So that's, looking roughly north. You can even see a little bit of the Bob Carey pedestrian bridge there. Precast panels should be hung basically by the end of this month. It's going to look like an enclosed building. The windows won't come in for a few more months. They've got a lot of internal work that they want to get done first, but this project is staying on track, on time, and is going pretty well overall. And this will be the future home for both OSA, and this will be where, for now, the streetcars get stored at night and where any maintenance occurs. A reminder, we do have a construction dashboard, and this is going to show you your gas work, which basically everything except for downtown is complete on that. We're getting through major utilities. Rather exciting that we're getting pretty close getting through there. This is a screenshot. This is not a live feed. But yeah, you can go on there, see your neighborhood, your part of town if you live down here or have a place you're trying to visit and get a rough idea of what may be ahead of you. And with that, I'll turn it over to Alyssa and her team for Streetcar Communications.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. So we are fully aware that sometimes these webinars and our email content that we send out can be a lot, and sometimes you might just have a question. So every Wednesday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., we are at various locations kind of along the corridor. And this is a very casual setting where you can come in and grab a cup of coffee and just ask us anything about what's happening in front of your area, and we will be able to answer timeline questions, what exactly is happening in front of you, all of those things. So next week we will be at Homegrown up in the Blackstone area. So please come visit us and ask your questions. And then, of course, we have these webinars on the first Wednesday of each month. So you can sign up for our next one is April 1st at noon, and then those also go online afterwards. So if you're not able to watch them live, you can always catch up later when you have an extra 20 minutes or so. And then we have our weekly construction updates. These go out on our streetcar website and through email. So you can sign up for those emails. Usually it's every Thursday afternoon. We are updating. And if you see that construction updates on the top of the website, you can drop down and go exactly to the neighborhood you live in for updates specific for you. Finally, we are nearing the end of our passport program. We are wrapping up the end of March, March 31st. Then you can take a picture, send it in, and we will be picking our prize winners at, I believe April 20th is the date that we will announce our winners. So if you haven't gotten all your passport stickers yet, please hurry and do that and submit those into us so that we can pass out some really awesome prizes. Finally, if you ever have any questions, myself and Wendy are the primary points of contact. You can email us. Our phone numbers are available. Access us or ask us questions on social media, whatever way is easiest for you, but always feel free to reach out with any questions. Awesome. I think Wendy will pass it back to Wendy for some questions.
Thank you. Sorry, I advanced the slide. So let's begin the Q&A session with questions that were sent in, but we haven't answered yet as we went through our presentation. Please continue to add questions about construction and traffic impacts to the Q&A box, but let's start with the first question about biking downtown. Mike or Steve, would you like to talk about why a bike path cannot be added right now during construction?
Yeah, so as I think as a lot of people know, we removed the pilot program bike lane that went downtown. And currently the planned location of the next bike lane is under construction with everything else. Um, the really just the layout of the traffic patterns downtown, the amount of construction that's going on down there, just really like where we're at with this entire program. The plan has been since that pilot program ended to just reinstate a permanent bike lane at the end of this, and that was communicated out at the beginning of the project, like through various biking communication channels, and that's really kind of the plan that we're sticking to. We don't really want to be in a situation where we're moving bike lanes around a lot or trying to weave them in and out of the various traffic and construction concerns that are down there. And so really there was a number of meetings about this way before construction really started down there, and that was really the direction we wanted to pursue. Finish that pilot program, reinstate the permanent bike lane once we're done. And the bridges that are being constructed to accommodate the width of that future bike lane.
Yeah, where it comes down Farnham.
Yes.
Thank you. We got a question about the time frame on 12th and Harney, about when the utility work will finish there and when will the main line construction begin near 12th and Harney. If you're unsure about those timelines, I can follow up with this person.
Yeah, I was trying to pull up the schedule, but I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with my computer. Mike, do you know when mainline's coming in? Because I think from there
Main
we
line's
can
going to
look.
be in there. 12th and Harney will probably be sometime middle towards the end of May.
Yeah,
Don't have an exact date, on that block, but yeah, May timeframe for mainline coming in.
Yeah. The utility work should be wrapping up here in roughly a month, but there will be still the lining to be done. So you'll see very similar to what happened out in the west utilities package, where we kind of start moving to the west, and you're going to see that lining contractor come back in. They're much less intrusive as far as what their setups are required, and they don't tear up any pavement or anything. They kind of just work manhole to manhole.
The box
But once I
truck
get
and
the
a
schedule
pickup
load,
that sits over a manhole. Yep.
yeah, once I get the schedule load, Wendy, I can shoot you an email and we can give this person what the current schedule actually says.
Okay, so we'll follow up with you. And then we had a question about access to a parking garage on 14th and Harney/Howard that could be blocked. The exit is on Harney Street, and then you turn to 13th Street. I'm thinking this is maybe the state parking garage.
You exit onto Harney and turn.
And then turn to 13th. I think this is the state's parking garage
I
that's
believe
there.
Where they come out from there.
that
And
is the
they're
state.
saying access is currently blocked, or
No, they're just wondering if access will be blocked.
during mainline. We're supposed to
Mainline
maintain
or
sorry, go ahead.
sorry, mainline or utility probably.
So at least for the utility packages, we have been maintaining access to parking garages and really pretty much anything else as much as possible. Hence some of the honestly kind of like unique traffic configurations that have happened recently, like around 17th, to maintain those. As far as the mainline contract, unless Mike feels differently, similarly, we've been working to maintain access to all of those parking garages. Mainline will have a slightly different feel because at some point that access will have to be removed in order to lay track through there and do those things. But that would be
For
communicated out ahead of
demolition.
time. I would think that access would be maintained the majority of the time. I don't want to give like a percentage, I guess, but the majority of the time for mainline outside of those track construction requirements.
The actual demolition of the pavement, the actual laying of any conduits that have to go there, the rebar for that few feet, and then the track getting laid.
When they pour it
Um,
back.
But the idea is there, and we didn't have it in this presentation, but we can pull it up from a last one. They go through, do the demo, pour an aggregate, and put a plate on top. So you have a day or two that it's down, and then they reestablish until the next crew comes in. They'll work up to it, usually work beyond it, and then just do a quick connection piece again, trying to keep it to minimal closures. And if you
Thank you.
have whoever asked this question, if you work at the state building, um, whoever would be your office building management, if you want to have them reach out to us, we can definitely try to get you more specific dates and what that traffic impact will look like.
Thank you. Our final question here, unless we have any more that come in. So when the first rail delivery comes in, how long will the welded rail be stored before it's installed in the track slab?
Um, Depends upon which rail stockpile you're talking about, but generally it's going to get welded up, and some of them will get pulled in the first run within. So here on the east end, they're supposed to start placing rail late April in some of that area. So some of those will get pulled, but you're not going to have that whole 3-1 loop done in that time. Um, you're going to have some of that rail sitting there for a fairly significant amount of time. The western one, from my understanding, that's supposed to be the rail stockpile for everything west of Turner. So that one will be there for at least a couple of years in those parking stalls.
Okay, thank you. So thank you for all of the great questions. And as we mentioned, we'll follow up with people that we can complete our answers on.
I can confirm. So the sewer work should be done next week, scheduled to be done next week. Water work should be another 3 weeks, so a month. A month out on that utility work, but then as we know, that main line track will move in, kind of do the timeline there about a month later, assuming progress.
Thank you. This wraps up our session today. Thank you for joining us. Mike, did you want to close us out?
Just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's reached out to us. We've tried to do what we can to mitigate pinch points and keep traffic flowing, keep access to businesses, parking garages, try to keep everything moving downtown. This is the roughest and most arduous construction season we're going to see for this particular project. And we thank you for the patience you've given us, and we'll try to continue to work with you and do what we can. Thanks.
Have a great day, everyone.